two guest speakers for today. We welcome Dr. Sun Chan and Shin-Yi Yang. Sun is a native of Hong Kong. He received his DMA in brass performance, which makes me very excited, from Boston University. And he's been the musical director and conductor of the Greater Boston Chinese Cultural Association, the Chinese Music Ensemble, since 2002. And he's been invited to give Chinese music lectures at a number of colleges and universities, including Boston University, Berklee College of Music, and the University of Kentucky. He's also a professional tuba player, and he's played in such venues as Carnegie Hall and the Kennedy Center. And he was invited to perform at the University of Kentucky and the National Taiwan Symphony Orchestra affiliated youth band as a guest soloist. And more recently, he has become a Chinese percussion instructor, and he provides training to the percussion section of the Greater Boston Chinese Cultural Association Chinese Music Ensemble. And Shin-Yi Yang is the founder of the Boston Gu Qin Ensemble. She is a graduate of the National Taiwan Academy of Arts, which is now the National Taiwan University of Arts, and the Hong Kong Academy for Performing Arts. And she is a two-time winner of the Traditional Arts Apprenticeship given by the Massachusetts Cultural Council's Folk Art and Heritage Program, the 2008 Chinese Culture Connection Award, and she has been on the radio and in various media, including WGBH's radio program Arts and Ideas. And she is a very well-known musician, particularly around the Greater Boston area, where she gives performances and lecture demonstrations at different colleges and universities, including Yale, Boston University, New England Conservatory, Wellesley College, Harvard, of course, as well as MIT. And she has hosted a number of Gu Qin gatherings in Boston to promote traditional Chinese music and culture. As a contemporary musician, she's given premieres of new compositions, and she has participated in various new projects with other contemporary artists. Please join me in welcoming our two guest speakers.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's my pleasure for being here today with you guys, and thank you, Meredith and Alex, for inviting us to come here and give you a talk about the instrument here. So can you tell me how many of you have seen that or heard the instrument before? Great, excellent, good. Okay, so why don't we just start with music, right? Okay, let's have Shin-Yi play a piece for you. Yeah. It's a beautiful what? So, and I got to tell you that this is the loudest she can play. All right. So, I just want to show you while she plays, and I just want to tell you that we were just like reenact the scene here. All right. This is a painting called "Listening to the Qin," or in Chinese we call it 听琴图. This is how usually the qin will be presented in ancient China. You know, a scholar or player, they will get the instrument, go outside, and then under the tree, and they have some friends here, very intimate, and they would just sit there outside and play the instrument and blending the sound with the nature. You know, if it's the wind or the bird singing, fine. They were just part of the sound, and the qin is also part of the sound of the nature. So this is how we, in the ancient time, people they would use the qin and just take it outside and play with their close friend. All right. So let's move on. So this is the instrument we call the qin, and this is how you can spell it, and also known as Gu Qin. Because the prefix, the gu, is mean Asian, and it literally means Asian qin, and to try to distinguish some other younger instrument. And also that as you know that in Chinese we call qin is a very generic word. We use every instrument, we'll put the word qin into it. For example, like piano, we call gang qin. The word qin is there. Or if you play a violin, we call it 小提琴. It's also the word qin is there. So in Chinese character, qin is mean instrument and also mean music. And in 2003, the qin music was proclaimed as one of the masterpieces of the oral and intangible heritage of humanity by UNESCO. And this is one of the things that you can just idea tell you that how the Chinese people right now they try to regain the role of the qin in the Chinese culture. Okay, as you can give you some idea about how old and how much we have about this instrument. You know, the earliest document mentioned about the qin was called the Book of Songs, which is dated back to 3,000 years BC. And the earliest qin is unearthed from the masquerade of Ying of Zhang Tun. We call it 曾侯乙笔物. It's also dated back to the 2,500 years BC. And the qin originally was 5-string. All right, there was one string acted by called the Zhou Wenwang, all right? He acted one string to memorize his dead son. And then later, his son, Zhou Wang, acted another string. So that now becomes 7-string instrument, which is why sometimes people, they call the 文武七弦琴 or 文武 7-string qi. Okay? And in the ancient time, Chinese instrument divided into 8 categories. Okay. So these are the 8 categories. And you all know that, right? Can you guess what is the first one? The first one we call it Jin, right? We can learn the pronunciation first. Jin, Shi, Si, Zu, Bao, Tu, Ge, Mu. What are they? And say, hey, son, what are they? So I can tell you. Jin is mean metal, all right? And Shi, stone. And silk. Zhu is bamboo. Squirrel, clay, high, and wood. How did the ancient Chinese people they define their instrument? How they categorize those their instrument is based on the material they use to make the sound. Okay, so can you tell me that, or can you guess what the qin, which category it belongs to? Okay. Okay, don't worry. It belongs to the silk. All right. It's made of wood, but it's the material that made of the instrument, but it's not the material that make the sound. The sound was produced by the string, and the string during that time was made of silk. Okay, so it belongs to the silk category. Okay, here is the thing that I want to tell you why the qin becomes so important and plays such an important role in Chinese culture and Chinese history. As you see, have you ever, I bet you all seen it, right? Oracle bone. And it's a kind of a very old language that the Chinese people, they use when they do the divination, and they ask the god, well, should we go attack other people tomorrow, or should we go hunting tomorrow? Everything they ask the boss up there, right? So what they come out, they would just mark it down and mark it down. This is, by the way, is the bottom part of a turtle. So this is, they get a big flat pieces so that they can mark something, engrave things on it. And sometimes they would just engrave their life, what they do. So as you see, there's some characters there. It's like a very old Chinese character, and you can probably tell by that drawing. As the ox, you can see the horn, and you can see the sheep, and you see the different shape of the horn. And then chicken, monkey, okay, good. And then you can say, okay, what next? What has to do with the qin? As you see here, this is one of the characters that we found on those oracle bones. And ideographic, and as you can tell by this, the work I told you before, it's based on the drawing and what it looks like to make the work up. So as you see here, this is the character for music or happy. In Chinese, we call it 乐 or 乐, 音乐 or 快乐. Okay, those are the same character. And you say you must be asking, okay, so based on what? Why this work has come out like this? As you can tell, the bottom part of this work was that it's a wood, all right? This is the Chinese character wood. There's no question about it. And all this thing up there is the guqin. Is the the silk, the worm that they produce the silk, and then they make all the little eggs. This is what it is. So based on that, what is that like? So upper part is silk, and the bottom part is wood, and that represents music. So in ancient time, what is the thing looks like that? The Gu Qin. All right, bottom part made of wood, and the string made of silk. So basically, in ancient time, the qin is just meaning music, and this mean instrument. And when they're talking about the music or instrument, refer to the qin. So this is how we can tell that the qin plays such an important role in the Chinese history. And next you can see there are also many different kinds of character. There's also represent the qin or the zither. It's another long fret, like a modern guzheng instrument but we don't play that anymore. This is the word character for the zither, and you can see this is the music, the work. And also there's some other words that mean the qin in the Chinese character. They all more or less involve the string, and also involve the wood, stuff like that. Okay, in ancient time, we have 4 arts you have to learn. And you must be asking, why we learn this? And if you want to be a good Chinese scholar or educator, you must know all 4 arts. All right. So for people like Confucius and people like that, they will learn all this stuff. All right. And qin being the first one to learn. We have qin, we have board game, we have calligraphy, and we have painting. And they just have to keep training themselves and practice those 4 arts to make it, to meditate, and also to train themselves to master those 4 arts. Then you can claim yourself as a scholar. Okay, the history and the structure of the instrument. It has a very long history. As we have the document, we can tell that it's about 4,000 years old. and originally from China, unlike other types of Chinese instrument, for example, erhu or pipa, which were imported to China. And which is why you don't hear that instrument. They have the music written for, let's say, for Gu Qin and erhu, or Gu Qin and pipa, stuff like that, because they have their own kind, and then they were played by scholar people. And erhu, they're not a scholar instrument at all. And it is the zither family, a pocket string and zither family, 7 string, tuned to pentatonic scale. And they have the 13 start. We call it hui, is in front of the instrument. We can large. Yeah. So you see here, these are the dots. And why there's 13 there, I can explain to you later. And those dots they're usually made of mother of pearl, jade, or other precious stones. And their body is oblong with 2 different kinds of wood. You know, the top part they call it wutong wood, and the bottom part they call it zi wood. So you see here the instrument is kind of like a oblong, and the bottom part is flat. This is also their meaning too, and I will explain to you later. All right. So the lacquer, they're usually made of a deer horn ash, and also mixed up with other instrument to make other material to make the lacquer. Trust me, the lacquer is totally different than the Western one. I used to deal with that, and it's just totally different. Fortunately we have just a little bottom of the stuff, and our friend told us that, okay, that kind of lacquer, if you want to make a lacquer dry, in here, usually we would think like, oh, okay, you put it in a dry, cool temperature, and overnight it should be fine. And then my friend said, no, you're never going to dry like this. You have to be under very humid and hot temperature in order to make it dry. I said, what? No, I don't trust that. So I just put a drop, just a tiny drop on a piece of wood, and I just place it, just put it out there. And it was during winter, so it's just cold and dry. And after 1 week, I use a toothpaste, touch it, wet. Another week, I touch it, wet. Yeah, just like my friend said, you have to place it in a very humid and high temperature so that in order to make it dry. That's very interesting. Well, we can move on. All right, this is the one that Zheng Hao Yi Wu. This is the tomb that basically they first find the Gu Qin, the earliest Gu Qin they can find, unearthed it. And inside the tomb, you can find those 2 things. This is one thing that Emeritus mentioned. It's a 10-string one. It's just like a phototype of before the Gu Qin. It just looks like that, but it's not that practiced. I mean, not really practical, because people are saying that this thing is really high, and they raise the string so up high that people they could not really do something with that. They can just play something like an overstring or maybe just some overtones, and that's all they can do about it. And this one is we call it banjong. It's a bell, a set of bell that I think that you will know what's special about the bell, right? If you hit the front of the bell, you get 1 pitch. If you hit the side of the bell, you get a third different. You get a major third. So it's really unique and very special about it. But anyway, this is just in this tomb. You just the earliest thing we find it was from this tomb. And right now it's in the Hubei Museum. You can go there and check it out sometime. All right, if you can read them, you know what it's about. The creator of the Gu Qin is we say that is from the Chinese mythology. They thought that there's someone called Fu Xi. Fu Xi is the one who teach the Chinese people how to do the farming, fishing, and husbandry. And this in here, I sum up all this stuff, and then I can tell you how the Fu Xi, this one, to make the qin. Okay. And all he made, everything, the measurement and everything about the qin is related to the universe, and they call it cosmology. First of all, 361 days. This is the ancient time to count how many days of a year. And what to do with the qin is, in fact, the measurement, the length of the instrument, it measured to be 3 feet and 6.1 inches. That represents how many days of a year. And then the yin and yang. What's that about? Is there 2 sound holes underneath the instrument? Shin-Yi may put it up. First, we have the phoenix palm. The phoenix one. Yeah, it's a smaller one, so they call it phoenix palm. And then we have the a dragon pole. 龙池凤爪. Yeah, all right. So this basically refers to the yin and yang idea. And like I told you before, the 13 dots, the 13 dots in a year is also represent the month of the year. And you will be asking why it's supposed to be 12 months a year. Yeah. Fu Xi is very clever. He included the left month, which happens every 4 years, because of the day is not quite equivalent to the sun, so that every 4 years we get extra month. He included as well. So that's why we have 13 dots here. That represent how many months of the year. And also the Chinese cosmology. Why is that? It's because Fu Xi thought that the upper part is the oblong part, represent the heaven. And the bottom part is flat and made of hard wood, by the way. The top part is made of soft wood. It represents the earth. And it is played by human, so we get heaven, earth, and human. Which is also, this is the idea that this is why Tang created a symphony they call it Heaven, Earth, and Heaven.
And also this Qin style is Fu Xi style.
Yeah, Fu Xi style. It was claimed to be invented decided by Fu Xi.
You see most of the guqin is composed as the Confucian style, because Confucian is a really good qin player also. So the difference is you can see the hat is different. And then you will show another picture with the Confucian style. It's like a hat. It's like a big white one.
Yeah, and also in the Asian measurement that supposedly the top part is 8 inches wide and the bottom is 4 inches. The 4 inches is meaning that it represents the 4th season, and the 8 inches is represent the they call it 8 climax in the lunar calendar, which the farmer they will rely on that to tell where's the early spring or the midsummer, some stuff like that. So it's everything really based on the universe. All right, if you're talking about Gu Qin, you must know this person, Bo Ya. What was first of all, he was born in around the Warren State period, which is about 717 to 476 BC, and is a famous qin player. And there's a story about Bo Ya, and it's about Bo Ya with another man. It's called Zhong Ji. Okay, the story is about one day when Bo Ya was taking a ship back to his country. And because during that one day, and it was really thunderstorm and raining, so he has to stop and pull near the bank, and then he take a day rest. And then at night, he found finally, sky clear, no more raining, and what a good pleasant night. So he started to play an instrument. And then while he played, and he saw there was a man just stop here watching, and he was just keep playing, okay. And the man come and just say, wow, I hear you're thinking a lofty mountain, huge mountain. And Boya was stunned. Wow, he know what I play, and he know what I meant. When I play, I'm really thinking about a lofty mountain, a high mountain. And it was when he watched, look at the guy. Who are you? Oh yeah, I'm Zhong Jiqi. And what do you do? Oh yeah, I'm a woodcutter. So still he thought, okay, a woodcutter. But somehow you know Gu Qin music. I said, yeah, I know Gu Qin music, of course. And he invited him to the bowl, and then he started to play some more. And was like, oh yeah, you must be thinking water, flowing water. And Boya was like, he's stunned. And I was, what? He know. He know what I play. He know my music, and he know what I'm thinking. And then they started to talk, and they spent a whole night and talking about instrument. And by the next day morning, and Zhong Qiqi has to leave because he has family to take care. He has to go back and cut some more wood. And Boya was like, oh, crying. I was like, oh, my friend, I found a good friend just like you, and you have to leave now? And I said, yeah. Okay, and let's say, okay, why don't let's say we meet the same time, same day, again, next year. And Zhong Qiqi will say, sure, fine, no problem. We will meet here same time next year. And then, okay, Boya went back, and after a year, Boya go back to the same place and look for Zhong Qiqi. And then he found out, what? Where's him? And I've been waiting for him for a while, and no, what happened to him? And then he started to wonder, and he looked for him everywhere. And if he saw this old man and said, hey, I'm looking for Zhong Qiqi, and do you know where he was? And the old man said, are you sure you're looking for him? I said, yes. And okay, I take you to see him. And then he take him to his stone. Okay, he died. He passed away. So wow, when Boya saw them, he was crying, and he couldn't stand it because the only friend he thought in the world he know his music now passed away. Then Boya just okay, I promise you I will going to play your music again a year later. So he would just play and just in front of his tomb and play. And after that, after he finished playing, he smashed his instrument into pieces. And then he said, my friend died, so was my music. Because he thought that no one can understand his music so much. And he finally found a good friend who can understand his thought and his music. And now he died, and now I play for nobody. And why would I need the instrument anymore? So he smashed it. All right, so that story tells you about in the ancient time, people, they really they would spend their whole life to try to look for someone who could understand their music. And this is the kind of friendship that they will hold into for lifelong. And literally, in what I just say, and if someone who knows your music, we call guqin. Ji is mean to know, and yin is mean the music or your sound. All right. So if you find someone who really is a really good friend, and or he can understand your music, who always appreciate your music, you can call him, oh yeah, he is my jiyin or she is my jiyin. All right. So this is the kind of friendship it's about. And same as the Gu Qin, in the Gu Qin repertoire, we have a lot of program music. We don't have like a sonata number 1 or something like that. We always have a title, and we always indicate to describe something, maybe describe a scenery or describe a story, stuff like that. But rarely you will find that the story related to love or man and woman, stuff like that, or love. They always related to friendship, or they could be more related to describe a scenery, stuff like that. All right. So Boya, as I mentioned it before, Boya played a second piece. Oh, water flowing. And we couldn't get Boya back here to play it for you, of course. But we have Shin-Yi here. So she can play you the flowing water. So that let's see if we can all become your guqin. We can look at the painting and then imagine the sound. And after that, I can tell you a little bit about this painting. Do you hear the flowing water? Yeah, Jing, good, good. Wow. Well, yeah, it's very amazing. Yes, and while she was playing, and I thought that you might want to take a look at the painting, because in the Chinese painting, is also represent some of the Chinese people what they think about with the nature. All right. So as you see, all the Chinese paintings, they always talk about nature. And you can imagine that if you think of a Western Renaissance period painting, what will be like? Maybe you can imagine that a painting in a landscape style, and then you can imagine maybe some noble people, or some people they will be in the center, and they might be drinking wine, and maybe a dog running, and then some people will be playing a lute, and maybe two trees on the side, and people boom in the center. But in a Chinese painting, do you see people here? Actually, yes, they are people here, but you just really hard to. They are very hard to be noticed. But in this painting, what's special about it is, besides that talking about the nature, the mountain, and there are three things that you can take. We can examine, take a look at it. In the taking a picture, we call this something called a depth of field. You all know about it. It's see there. You can from a piece of photograph, you can see that how far the distance, and they try to make that as a flat paper. They want to do that too in the Chinese painting. And in this particular one, they have three kinds. You can try to take a look at it. First one is the high depth of field. From along to the center of this mountain, you can see that they try to get it all the line. You can follow that. You can see this lead you to imagine that the high of the depth of field. And next one is the flat one, and on the left hand side here. You can think of this a road that you can, you can always extend your imagination all the way to what's next. And this is so that the flat kind of depth of field. And the other one is the depth. And really the depth of field is here, the water. It's from there flowing up to here, and it gives you also the dimension of how the scenery is. And so this is the thing that when you, of course, this is a reproduction from the slide. It's not that clear, but you can go check it out. This one painting actually is in the Taipei National Paris Museum. You will see the real one, the actual one. You will see it much more alive and much more 3D effect. By the way, the people is here. So that this is how the Chinese people idea. You can find it in the painting. There are so many of them. I can show you that too. Okay. By the way, why they show me an LP? Chinese people invent LP. You know that? No. What is that called? They call it golden record. Have anybody heard of that? Yes. What's to do with the Gu Qin?
It has Shin music on it.
Yes. And do you know what is that for? It was a project launched by NASA in 1977. They tried to send out this thing, and they will have a spaceship, just a rocket. They send it to the outer space, so that if one day, if the alien they can hear and they find that spaceship, they will listen to, okay, this is the human culture, and they recorded many different kind of music onto it. But one of them is being the Gu Qin. It's a golden plated record containing, they have 2 spacecraft. I recently heard that number one, they already lost track on it. They already sent it really far away so that they lost, and maybe the alien they find it, okay, and so what? They still using LP? So the flowing water music is being the longest excerpt in the LP. So that and you may wonder, so who played it in the record? It's a guy called Gu, and he's a very famous Qin player and very elegant person and have a very profound knowledge and very good musical idea with the instrument. So he's the player who recorded the music on the LP. All right, see, here's another painting. This one now you can see the people a little bit bigger, but it's still not like in the center or in the main focus. This again, you will see that it's a mountain, and then you can see that this thing, it's just the guy, he looked over here and lead you to think what's next. And they give you the open space idea. They don't want to fill in a lot of stuff, but I want to leave it empty. And you feel the imagination, what's next behind it. Okay, so it's extend your imagination. And by the way, this is another way to show that the Gu Qin is being very important, and all the time they will be mentioned by Chinese scholar. You can see that we have the books talking about the Gu Qin, and we also have a painting talking about the Gu Qin as well. You see that little guy here? He's not trying to mock him, but he was just carrying the instrument for him. All right, and he's a master, and he was just a little serf. He just carried the instrument or sometimes the books. And that master, whenever he feels, it's a good place to take a rest. And here you go, the master, here's your instrument, and they start playing. All right. Then they always wanted to play outside. They try to make the sound to blend with the nature. So this is how the Chinese people they think, because that instrument, and like I mentioned before, the 4 arts, it's not like they try to be professional or whatever, but it's just their lifestyle. They're doing that as a life practice. It's just self-educated. It's not like, I want to do that so that one day I can perform it in Carnegie Hall or Yankee Stadium. No, they're not doing that. They're doing it for themselves. They just want to self-meditate and self-taught, and they want to be a scholar. So they do that just part of their life. And sometimes people they say, oh, okay, so this is the art. They call it for art, but it's okay. But they really know the concept of art in ancient time. They're more like an aesthetic. They're thinking about this as the aesthetic. They want to do that as a practice, and it's a lifelong practice, though. All right. So here is the earliest Gu Qin score we can find for now. It's from the Tang dynasty. It's about 8th century. And as you see here, this one is really, it's just like an article. And it's, they're just talking about how you place your finger, put your finger to which position and how to play it. They explain everything to you. Unlike the Western music, they have a musical notation, stuff like that. They don't use it. It's just, in the early time, they just give you all the words, tell you, explaining how you do it, like a menu. This one, you can find it, the original one, you can find it in the museum in Japan. But later on, people, they reduced to a more simplified character. And this is what we call the 简字谱, or diminished character notation. This is the notation that they allow reading. And Shin-Yi can tell you how to read it, because I don't. Okay? And basically, right, it's divided into 2 parts.
Yeah, divided into 2 parts. For example, like this word, okay, it's finishes some Chinese character together. So you probably can take 2 parts of the character. So the upper part is for your left hand position, and then the lower part is for your right hand. So that's all the numbers. So like we say the string with open string, just 7 strings. So the bottom part should be 1 to 7 character in Chinese. And then upper part with the inlay mark. So it's the dots here. So with 13, like moving here. So this character should be start from 1 to 13. So in this one, we're using your ring finger, 名指, 无名指, ring finger, put on the 7 dots, and pluck with 6 strings using the tail fingering. So that's the combination. So the sounds will like this one. And then the character indicated for the technique on the very top of the line, it says 泛音, so it's called the harmonies. So I just play with the harmonies, not the position. Yeah, so this is how we read. So you can see the bigger one usually is the plucking, is we call the real sound, is Yang. So it's a bright sound with the all pluck with the right hand. And then the other side here, the tiny word or slide, the word, which means the left hand slide. So you can see actually where mainly is pluck low, the few pluck, and then left hand will slide a lot. So all the music lines almost played by left hand side. So that's how we read the music. Still read the music like this until now. Yeah, because they give you a lot of ideas, not just how you pluck, and then also how you slide, because in the left-hand side, the sliding, they all use the Chinese character to describe the sounds like. Not like we say, oh, really easy with ascending notes, so it's from low to high, okay? But we can say many kinds of ascending notes, how you ascending that notes. So if you can see through the Chinese character, they can give you some idea. Like we will say slower a little bit. Okay, so usually the sliding were like glissando notes, like that's a regular one, ascending. And then we probably have some characters say you need to do slow. So that's a different stroke. So some people asking me if we can use the Western character. I say, yeah, you can, but you need to doing something like contemporary music. You need to add a lot different articulation or marker, symbol,
yeah,
to let people know how you play. Yeah, so that's why we still have questions.
I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Is this notation also used in Nanguan music? Or it's just
No, Nanguan This is actually like a temperature.
Temperature,
score. And 南管 actually is the 弓尺谱. Yeah. So the 弓尺谱 actually is giving more idea because interesting for the Gu Qin score. This is only for Gu Qin. Not other instrument can play with this. And the Gu Qin, we got the temperature, we got the fingering, we got the position, we got how you play it, what sounds like, but it doesn't give you any idea for the pitch and rhythm. So that's the two important part for the music that missing in the Gu Qin score. And 南管 actually is give you the rhythm, notes, everything. Also the 琵琶, usually is 琵琶fingering on the 南管的指谱. Yeah, so that is different. So you have a question?
Yeah, I was wondering, is it possible to sight read from this kind of notation with it, or we have to learn, internalize over a period of time?
Yeah, you can sight read because you can go through play, like you find a map and you can play it. But if you want to read the music with singing, you couldn't do that.
Impossible.
Impossible, because it gives you the position. So you have to find way by way. So as Sun showing before, this is a long character like article. So probably 2 lines play 1 note. So in that time, we're using the
bamboo thing.
Stack.
Yeah. You know, we engrave everything on a bamboo. It's just a little piece they sew together. So if for example, if like a 2 minute of music, you'll be helping the score will be like this, you know, like holding a bunch of yellow pages in your hand.
Yeah. So like here is the first section. This is the program notes for the song, and this is the first line until the second character. So third character is played just 1 note.
Yeah.
This is the 1 note. So for the 简字 definition ones, improve a lot for Gu Qin playing.
They make it
and
shorter.
Make it shorter and easy
more
to
compact.
read. But they haven't still on the Tang Dynasty, so yeah, we don't know how long for this score. But this is Asian score, and it's the only one we can find. And then in later Tang Dynasty, we start doing the diminished one until now.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you're saying that each year all the Gu Qin play, they will get together and they will figure out the music, how to.
Society, they were just like gathering and then goes together, scholar goes together. Some of the teachers were doing, give you like assignment for you to do some pieces, and then everyone try to make the rhythm for that piece.
Yeah.
And then they can go together, discussion like a seminar.
Yeah, they like she just said that because there's no rhythm indication on the music, so you could interpret it whatever you want. But more or less they have like a reference. So each year they will get together and think, okay, this piece of music, you play a version, and then I play a version, and then maybe you play a version, and then we combine. And I think I like your part here is very much. Let's keep it. And I think your part here is very good. And I think here I do better. Then they will put up and come up like a reference, not a set, but like a reference. You can base on the rhythm that we put together, and you can play the piece like that. But of course, it's not set or you know.
Yeah, but right now it's not a lot of people doing that because you need to publish the music. So usually with the Qin we just play the song we like and then share with others. During that time, if they can have the music, I think just publish like 2 volumes for the Qin school. It's middle of the 19th century, but right now it's no one doing that.
But trust me, even though you don't know Chinese character, this doesn't matter. It's not any easier for us to learn. Maybe just tiny bit, but forget it. It was just like reading like a totally new stuff, because it just only you will find it in a Gu Qin. If you have never learned and played it before, so you will never seen it before. So no matter you are Western people or Chinese people, just when you first look at it, you always just like that. Okay, so don't get scared. You can still learn it. Let's move on. Okay. All right. Sometime that next we can see some correct here, and the stroke and the kind of cursive writing. Sometimes you can relate it and think about is the music playing, the musical line and the stroke, and you just like there's something you can think about. They can be related to each other. For example, like they all represent some very personal style. You know, if I do the same character on my choreography, and then you do the same character, and we look totally different, but it's the same character. And same as the music, you present the music, and then I present the same piece of music, but we can have totally different kind of musical interpretation. So unlike Shin-Yi say that the music we have no pitch and rhythm indication, but this is the two.
We got pitch, but we couldn't sing.
We couldn't sing it, yeah.
Yeah.
But these two things are very important in Western music. They try everything they can to precisely to nail it down and make sure nobody play the wrong rhythm and wrong pitches. But for them, they leave a lot of space to you because you can play it around. This is why you can play it around. And this is also another idea of the Gu Qin music. It mix with the ideas of the Taoism and also the Confucianism. Because for your daily practice, you want to be a scholar. And then you're doing this regularly, practice, and then as part of your life, this will be very related to the Confucianism because you want to be a scholar. And on the other hand, when you play, there's no rhythm, you can freely express your music, and you can also play, you can just take it out, and if you have a good day, then you can play and express yourself, and no rhythm, freely express your own music. This is the Taoism, right? So it's a very, very interesting idea that mixing up. Okay, now, Shin-Yi, you want to play one more piece, right? The name of the piece is called a Remembrance of an Old Friend. It's talking about how the player remember an old friend. And again, it's not like Romeo and Juliet. There's no love of woman, man, but it's just a friendship. It's a friendship, your old friend. And it could be a very good friend from your childhood, or maybe your best friend in the world. So it's just the music talk about it. Just hear it.
Yeah. And this piece, unlike the previous two pieces, you can still count the rhythm, something, and then some of them is kind of free. But in this one, you can, according to the Chinese character with the Cao Shu, so you can see the different strokes. So the music in the first section is kind of more freedom there. So if you see the Chinese character, or you can imagination like you see the contemporary dance. Actually, it's really nature. It's not like a classic ballet. It's all talking about the posture, everything. If you can free your mind and then just follow the sound, follow the movement, and then you will like this piece. Yeah, hope you enjoy it.
the way,
Yeah.
the sound of the Gu Qin. In ancient time, they also represent something. There are three basic sounds made by the Gu Qin. The first one, we call, technical term, we call it open string.
Pentatonic scale.
Yeah, it's a pentatonic scale anyway. And the second one, we get harmonics, which is called the open tones. Okay, and then the third kind, we call it sliding notes. And for the ancient Chinese, they meant to represent heaven, earth, mankind. This is the same idea. This is the heaven. Bass solid sound representing earth. And the sliding tone is just like people talking. So I think we are about it. Okay, wow, it's the last one. This is Shin-Yi Yang. You can feel free to check out the website. And at the beginning, as Alex mentioned it, the founder of the Boston Gu Qin Ensemble is the website.
It's different than this one.
Yeah, Gu Qin is another one. We can give you another to talk about it, but we're all set today. Okay, and the third one is called ChineseMusicEnsemble.com. This is my Chinese music ensemble, and I've been the music director of the ensemble. And my email address, if you feel free to, if you have any question after the class, you just shoot me an email. All right, and any questions? And,
yeah, so I want to say something for the fingering. Actually, the fingering, we're using just the A fingers for playing without the pinky. And every fingering calls the yin and yang. Yeah, it's a really interesting part. So 4 fingers, we have, if we pluck inward, facing the palm side, we call the yin, and then the other way with the totally fingernails on with yang. So we have both different tone color, and also we have a combination with like octave or some interval. Okay, and then also the left hand is quite interesting because although we use the 4 fingers play together, but mainly we're using the ring finger and then the thumb. So that's quite awkward because the ring finger is quite weakest one, and then the thumb is a powerful one. So I think that for playing, you also need to coordinate and then compromise these 2 strange fingers, the bigger one and then the weakest one, and then they work together. So as all the string instrument like a violin, something, but we all with the fingering position, but we are using the big muscle memorizing, so memory. To cut the different lengths for the tone, and then coordinate with the weakest one for doing some coordinate for the melody line. So actually, we don't have a finger position to place, and then we need to jump different place. So sometimes if we got the table shaking, couldn't play it because you need to slide a lot, or sometimes you're when you move the different spot, it cause the different links. So that is also the things you play. That is quite interesting for the other instrument, because most of the instrument, the string instrument, either there has a fingering position, different position, or they have a flat on top like a guitar. So Gu Qin also is a very funny one, like a fretless guitar. Yeah, so it's a totally open place. You can play the highest notes to harmonies here. Also, you can play. So it's pretty high and then pretty low, even outside the dots. So it's a quite big range to play wherever you want. So you can play something, microtone, everything. You're allowed to do it. So it's quite interesting for the Asian time. Yeah.
It's 5 o'clock on Friday. The library shuts right now.
Okay.
But I suggest we take this conversation down to the lounge where the hour starts.
Yeah, I can do that.
So we can continue to talk about this, and please join me in thanking our two guests.
We want to